a heated moment, a sharp warning, and a claim that could shake public trust. During this tense exchange, Richard Neal calls out Robert F. Kennedy Jr. over controversial statements linking Tylenol to autism, calling the potential impact catastrophic.
I'm pleased to recognize the ranking member Neal for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, welcome. We share a heritage as sons of the Commonwealth. I was in that audience the day before the presidential election in 1960 as Senator Jack Kennedy finished his campaign in Waterbury, Connecticut, in Springfield, Massachusetts, and that night in Boston, Massachusetts. 24 hours later, he was the president-elect. The joy in our home can hardly be calculated in just comments like this. Stayed up all night for that result. We watched him declare victory the next day, and we were delighted. I passed out pamphlets for your dad when he ran for president in 1968. I was a delegate for Teddy in 1980 when he ran, and I ran his campaigns in Western Massachusetts. Great friends with your brother Joe, your nephew Joe, and your cousin Patrick. Together, with witness 2 days ago, when 5 governors of Massachusetts, Maura Healey, Mitt Romney, Bill Weld, Mike Dukakis, and Deval Patrick all gathered to celebrate the signing of what we believe to be the antecedents of the Affordable Care Act. All very capable people, regardless of party. We built in Massachusetts a mecca of healthcare for the world. We're proud of it. It's the gold standard. It has drawn investment. 2 days ago, Spain announced another $200 million that they would invest in our hospitals because they are destinations for the world. Our success has been beyond our wildest hope. Boston is the center of healthcare innovation in the world. CDC, NIH, Kendall Square, a fact, the highest concentration of research and development in the world in about an 8-block area. Our colleges, our hospitals, our nurses, our professionals, our advocates, all are extremely proud of what we did regardless of political party, and we don't want to see it dismantled. And by the way, as a footnote, Mr. Secretary, we also like Dunkin' Donuts coffee. We watch daily as the threats to this healthcare system that we have constructed, whether it's talking about measles and vaccinations, we remember what it was like before Dr. Salk's polio vaccine. My mom, who was a devotee of the Kennedy family, she said the way we prevented polio in the 50s was to stay out of fresh water in August. Let me say this, nothing has changed about the science of vaccines. We need people not to be preyed upon by demagoguery, and there should not be a politicization of these very issues. Let me go to some of the contradictions that the administration has made as we talk about budgeting. $1 trillion cuts from our healthcare system, putting 440 hospitals at risk so that we can have a tax cut for the wealthiest among us, and that's based on tax distribution tables. That's not made up at this moment. Baseless claims about Tylenol and autism, this damage could be catastrophic. The administration's agenda includes obstacles to better health care. Costs are sky high, but that has much to do right now with a lot of issues, including tariffs in Iran. We want to push healthy eating for everybody, and I've not met any candidate anywhere who ever said, vote for me, I'm for more fraud. That doesn't happen. We want a fair and balanced approach to looking at it. A proposed cut of 12.5% to HHS. Let me remind all in this room, and you're going to be familiar with this name, Mr. Secretary, Silvio Conti. He was the Republican member of Congress in the district next to mine. He was the author of the LIHEAP program, and it has worked beyond any objective measurement that we believed at the time. He wanted to make sure that people had an opportunity in the climate of New England to heat their homes during the winter. 159,000 families in Massachusetts relied upon LIHEAP last year. Attacking child care providers and delaying their payments means more parents will choose between the child care and their paycheck. Families see through podcasts and campaigns. 60% of the American family worries right now about affording health care. We should be fixing and repairing the parts of the healthcare system that we want to improve for all members of the American family. We should not be offering just to deflect blame. We should be pointing out this achievement. People should not have to choose between medicine and child care. We delivered historic relief with Medicare negotiations. We capped out-of-pocket costs and we lowered premiums. We need to come to the aid of the American family at this very difficult time. Republicans need to understand that Americans deserve a fair shake. I'm going to close on the note that I opened with, and Mr. Secretary, I think you're well aware of it. What we built in Massachusetts over these years since Senator Kennedy became president, it was done with Republicans and Democrats, but together we're immensely proud of what it was that we achieved, and we don't want to see it dismantled. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
What you're seeing here is more than a routine opening statement. It's a carefully constructed argument about credibility, science, and the consequences of public claims. Richard Neal starts by grounding himself in history and legacy, referencing the Kennedy family and decades of political involvement. That's not just storytelling, it's strategic. He's establishing credibility and reminding the audience that public trust in leadership, especially on health issues, has long-term consequences. Then he pivots. The tone shifts from nostalgic to urgent when he begins addressing modern healthcare. He highlights what he sees as a successful system, particularly in Massachusetts, pointing to medical innovation, investment, and collaboration across political lines. Whether one agrees fully or not, the message is clear. There's something valuable at stake. And that's where the tension peaks. When Neal references claims linking Tylenol to autism, he doesn't treat it as a minor disagreement. He calls it dangerous. The phrase, "this damage could be catastrophic," is deliberate. It signals that, in his view, spreading unverified or unsupported medical claims can erode public confidence in healthcare systems and scientific guidance. This is a critical point. Public health doesn't operate in a vacuum. It relies heavily on trust in doctors, in research, and in institutions like the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and National Institutes of Health. When that trust is weakened, the effects can ripple far beyond one issue, impacting vaccination rates, treatment decisions, and overall health outcomes. Neal reinforces this by referencing past breakthroughs like the polio vaccine developed by Jonas Salk. That example isn't random. It's meant to remind people of a time when scientific progress saved lives on a massive scale. The implication is clear. Dismissing or undermining science has real consequences.